Hi guys, so I thought today we could make a survey that you can send out to people to find out what they think about India and Russia, and it could be interesting to know whether they think similar things to what we've been learning or not, and what their views are about India and Russia. So ideally I want us to include, you could put some facts in, some information in and see whether people knew it or not, or get people to guess information and facts about Russia. So you're going to do it on a Google form, okay? I don't know if you've made one before. And you go to Google Forms, which I'll send you the link to, and you start a new quiz. So this is how I'm starting this one. I've typed in, what do you think about India and Russia? And wherever you click, you can basically write, okay? So here I've put, please fill in this form about India and Russia. So I'm going to make a couple of questions now with you so that you can see how to add your own. We've talked about it in class, some ideas of questions to have, but this way you can think of some too. So it'll look like this, and I've typed in, what do you think about India and Russia? And then here, I'm going to type in my question. And the first thing I want to know is, have you ever been to India or Russia? Because that way I'll see maybe people who've been have got different views to people who haven't. So I'm going to say, have you ever travelled to India? Okay, and you can do this, yes, no, yes and no, basically. And if you want it to be that they have to answer it, you do required, which is my advice to you, do that, and then they have to answer it, okay? And then I could make a copy of it, so I could go duplicate. And I could say, where did you travel to in India? Okay, and I want to change this because they can write the name of the place. So I look here, and you can choose whatever ones you like here, and I'm going to put short answer, and then the person can write. And again, I want it to be required because I want to know if they did. If I'll put not required in case they didn't go to India actually. And then I'm going to make another copy and I'm going to say, have you ever travelled to Russia? Okay, I want to make it required to know if they did or they didn't. And then I'm going to make a new question. And then here, have you ever travelled to Russia? I'm going to add yes and no. Have you ever travelled to Russia? Yes and no. And then here, I'm going to change this to, where did you travel to in Russia? This, and again, I'm going to change it to a short answer. Okay, so I think if I start with them, then I'm going to get an idea as to whether they've actually been to the countries or not. So far I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 questions. I want you to get to at least 10 or maybe 15 questions. So now I'm going to make a couple of other questions that could help you too. So here, let's go for a multiple choice one again. And here I'm going to say, how large, or which country do you think is largest? And we're going to see if they know, India or Russia. Okay, and I want that to be required. I want them to definitely take a guess. And then I'm going to say, which country do you think has the biggest population? So this is where I want you to start bringing in some of the facts that you've learned about India and Russia. You could say, which country has a desert? Which country borders Nepal? Which country has the highest literacy rate? You could say things about how developed they are. You could even put guesses for the amounts of things. So, for example, I could say here, what do you think the life expectancy is? Let's spell it. Rate is. Life expectancy is in India. And I want to show you how to do it with different off ones. So we could say 60 years, 69 years, 70 years. You could do as many of these as you like, and then they can take a guess, and again, it's required. If you want it to, we'll just do it like that, and then you can take, then you can see at the end once you've got your results. So we'll do it like this, up to about 10 or 15 questions. Once you're done, if you want to send it, then you can first of all see how it looks. So you do a preview, and that's going to show you how your quiz will look, and then people can fill it in, okay? And then they submit it, like the ones that you do in class quite a lot. You can give it a name, Okay, and then you can send it here by copying. You've got a little link here. I'll show you how to do this in the lesson as well. You copy that link and then you paste it and give it to whoever. So you could send it to your teachers and say, do you mind filling this in for me? You could ask your tutor if you could put it in the chat and ask your classmates to do it. We could do each other's, but obviously if we're learning about India and Russia, you could send it to all sorts of people and get your responses. If you want to take people's names, you can. If you want to take people's ages, you can. If you want to add things about their views of India and Russia, you've got different types of questions. So you can add in, longer spaces for them to write, paragraphs. You can play with these if you like, linear scales. Have a look and have a play. Okay, collecting data is part of geography as well. And I'll start you off in the class together, but I thought by making this, you could see how I actually made some of the questions here and have a go yourself. Okay, good luck.